Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, I am Daksh. I'm the founder of Blub World magazine. We work on the focus of finding and showcasing teenagers who are doing inspiring work in life and sharing their inspiration with other teens. To put it very simply, teens inspiring teens. Until now, we have covered nearly 300 such teenagers from across the globe, from different countries. And from time to time, we try to create industry white papers on education, and typically school education. And this Blub World Web Talks is actually a part of that initiative itself, which is a research-focused initiative to find out innovations that are going on in schools. So I'm very happy to welcome all of you on the 49th episode of the Blub World Web Talks. So we have completed 49 such web talks till now, and more than 400 school leaders have participated in these talks from more than 70 plus geographies from across the world. And they've shared some amazing innovations with us, which we have published in the magazine till now. And we're publishing every month, and you can see those on different social media of Blub World. So first, thank you so much for taking out the time. And today we are here to discuss something, again, very different. On this topic, this is going to be I suppose, the 10th or the 11th web talk, where we are trying to define that what kind of a teacher do we want and what will happen to the teacher that we have. We are trying to bridge the gap between the aspiration that we have and the reality that we are living. So the topic is very simply the future teacher, that's your aspiration, and the teacher's future, that's your reality. So how do you actually bridge this gap? So before we actually initiate this discussion, I would just like to share a very small anecdote that comes from the life of Chanakya. I hope that all of you are comfortable with Hindi. If you are comfortable, you can put your thumbs up. So अगर आप हिंदी में comfortable हैं, तो चाणक्य ने अपने उसके पूरे जीवन का बहुत बड़ा काम ये किया था that he visualized or re-visualized the idea of India. एंड इंडिया को इकट्ठा करने के लिए उसने एज अ टीचर ये एक मूवमेंट चालू किया था वेयर ही वांटेड मिलिट्री स्ट्रेंथ टू सपोर्ट हिज मूवमेंट ऑफ स्टूडेंट्स एंड उसके लिए ही वेंट एंड रिक्वेस्टेड फॉर द आर्मीज पावर फ्रॉम द किंगडम ऑफ मगध दैट वाज बिहार एंड उस समय उसे वहां से रेजिस्टेंस मिलता है मगध के राजा से तो मगध के राजा को एक बहुत अच्छा सा स्टेटमेंट बोलता है एंड वो स्टेटमेंट हर टीचर के लिए आई थिंक इज दैट शुड बी एच्ड इन स्टोन दैट कि शिक्षक कभी साधारण नहीं होता प्रलय और निर्माण उसकी गोद में खेलते हैं so you're the people who structure destructure destroy and make life every single day of your working life so you have that power कि आप अपना पास्ट लेके दुनिया का फ्यूचर बनाना आपके हाथ में होता है हर समय so let's see how do you see the future of these teaching warriors I would say right now who will now be leading education because ये ऐसा सेक्टर है जो कोरोना और कोविड से आई थिंक सबसे ज्यादा पॉजिटिवली इम्पैक्टेड हुआ है एंड नॉट जस्ट टेक्नोलॉजी बट टेक्नोलॉजी पेडागोजी अंडरस्टैंडिंग परसेप्शन ओपिनियंस सब चीजों में बहुत बड़ा बदलाव आया है सो लेट्स सी व्हाट डू यू ऑल ऑफ यू थिंक ऑन द फ्यूचर टीचर एंड द टीचर्स फ्यूचर एंड सो दैट वी हैव अ बेटर वेब टॉक उसको पूरा स्ट्रक्चर करने के लिए किन किन सवालों के हम जवाब ढूंढ रहे हैं We have a special speaker with us. We have Charu Noheria, who's the co-founder of Practically app. So let's hear Charu to structure the topic into questions so that we are able to have a much more meaningful discussion. So over to Charu.
Thank you so much, Daksh. I think, it's always so fascinating to talk to educators around the country and even now internationally that you bring on these web talks. It's amazing. To get their perspectives and how they are dealing with a lot of challenges today. And what I truly believe is the future of a nation is in our classrooms, right? And the opportunity today, I think, in the K-12 segment, right? I actually we say the K-12 segment has been the slowest in technology adoption, but now I see so much of enthusiasm in this segment to now jump on newer technologies. Everybody is grappling with which tool to use, which platform to use. There's so much availability in the market and they're very enthusiastic. So I think the K-12 segment arrived at the party a little late, but then they already arrived drunk. Right? So I think, it's very exciting to actually see what the sector has to offer. And I think there are a lot of beautiful innovations that teachers, principals, and around the world they're trying to do to kind of get over this whole COVID, Corona, and now post-Corona, they're already thinking about how the classrooms are going to change, how students are going to change, these new generation of students. how to deal with. So great. Thank you so much for that introduction. And I'm going to get into our present. So everybody can see Einstein. So just introducing the topic today, the future teacher or teacher's future. Like Einstein said, right, learning is an experience. Everything else is information. I really relate to this quote because I think growing up also, I always looked for much more, I would say, things that, why are these, right? Aisa kyun hota hai, versus aisa kyun hota hai. So a lot of questions that students have, which can be answered much more easily, I would say, by an experience, rather than saying that this book has written it, it's written in a book, or I say so. So kids get much more, I would say, not just entertained, but also convinced when you give them learning as an experience. So moving on. So our topic for today is obviously, future teacher or teacher's future. And we've been hearing a lot of these words and a lot of conversations in the industry, within our technology community, within edtech community, and also from educators like you guys. What is the role of the new teacher emerging? And it just is not just for COVID, I would say. I think this has been already, it was part of our new age classrooms, technology enabled classrooms with so much of information around. The teacher's role is no longer a traditional content delivery mechanism, so to speak, right? That I go to a classroom and a teacher delivers the lecture and then I see the students next day. It has, obviously been changing, but COVID has given us, I would say, a chance to put some of these roles as well, right? So a few words, as you see, are mentor, right? As teachers could be a mentor, is a more of a guide, a coach, a counselor, because now not just about the learning needs, but also the psychological needs, right? Also holistic needs of a child. So hearing the child and learning more from their behavior. Being a facilitator, right? Not maybe an active mode of delivery for content, but how do you facilitate, right? How do you facilitate learning rather than being actively involved in delivering that learning? Innovator, how do you innovate around those, approaches of learning, teaching, or pedagogical, new approaches? How do you innovate around those? A teacher could also be a catalyst, right? Catalyst in learning. Just ask questions and students will figure out the solution. Could you be just a catalyst and do more activity-based learning, for example, do more flipped classrooms, or maybe blended learning, right, as they call it. Or you could be just an enabler. So this is an emerging role, and with virtual classrooms now that teaching is all remote, teacher has to keep the class engaged. So a new role has been emerging out for as a teacher, as an entertainer also. So now all these different roles that we expect our teachers to do now, and they will have to do, right? I mean, this is no question that they will, they can escape from being all of this. In fact, I'm sure you guys will add a few more words to this list. But how many teachers will actually be comfortable in this space, right? There's a huge bracket of teachers, ranging from young teachers to, mid-age teachers to teachers who are a little, have a generation altogether apart, right? How many teachers are comfortable in this space? And we've got to know amazing feedback, actually, how teachers are coping with this. So this is one of the things I'm really interested in understanding from all of you. And what are the industry perspectives on some of these questions that we've been grappling with, right? What about, see, teachers are supposed to create lifelong learning concept for students. They actually have to inculcate that, keep learning, ask questions. But what about lifelong learning for teachers? Are teachers actively doing that? Are they doing that around the world? Are they doing in India? Are they doing in our schools? Do we encourage that behavior, that teachers also can upskill? Teachers can also learn lifelong. Like I keep saying, right, for doctors, we have continued medical education, CME. Every year they have to go attend a conference. Every year they have to get some CME points, things like that. Do we think about from that perspective for teachers? Maybe, maybe not. How do we build teacher capacity? So the next main problem is, which is coming evident, is that the teacher-student ratio. In good schools, it's 1 to 25, 30. In some, other schools, it's 1 to 60, in 1 to 50. And in coaching institutes, it's 1 to 200, 1 to 400. right? So how are we building this teacher capacity? We keep talking about in healthcare, in COVID times, we talk about healthcare, capacity, bed capacity, doctor capacity. Do we ever think that how this nation is going to actually think about teaching capacity for the lower middle class that is coming into, and there'll be more students in schools? School strengths have to grow to handle the new wave of students now wanting to learn. And can technology help in also some of those questions to get some answers there? And are we thinking about that teacher capacity? And also, nobody, everybody around the industry believes that teacher obviously can never be replaced. There is a very holy relationship between a student and a teacher, no questions. But are we prepared for technology replacing poor teaching? Not the teacher, poor teaching. Can we provide avenues for teachers to upskill themselves? Right, a ninth grade teacher wants to teach, math teacher may have aspirations to teach 10th, 11th, 12th standard. Are we creating those avenues for teacher to upskill themselves, to do better teaching, in so to speak, with obviously technology tools available elsewhere? And a few other comments that we've collected from the industry is what demonetization did to payments, right, for fintech is COVID-19 doing to education, and specifically K-12, because we've been the, I would say the, slow runners. AI will help in self-directed study, unlocking technology to deliver education, right? Is AI going to help in some of those, getting some of those answers? The current systems built, right, in schools like, in India today, are the systems built for an average learner? And can we extend that to say that are they also built for an average teacher? How are teachers that are extraordinary are being enabled by schools to actually do, something really creative? And the last one being facilitate active learning. How do you facilitate active learning? Is that something of interest to teachers? Can we actually optimize on finishing curriculums by actually switching to more active learning, and inculcate entrepreneurial mindset? So that's something that has again come out of a lot of interaction with the industry. How do we prepare our students? So there is a statistic in 2030, that is about 10 years from now, 80% of the jobs, we don't even know about the profile of those jobs. Like we have no clue how those jobs look like. So you have no clue that students in schools today, what kind of jobs will they be actually doing after 10 years, right? So we have to be very cognizant. How do we enable our students to have an entrepreneurial mindset, lifelong learning? How do they be very agile and adaptive? How do they keep upskilling themselves over time to make sure they're successful in life? Because the foundational elements are set in school, and the behaviors are always set in school, and there is nobody better than a teacher to bring out those behaviors, the best way for each child. Again, personalization is also something that we hugely talk about the industry. How do you personalize your teaching, your interaction by, every child is unique. How do you do that? I mean, that something is, again, one of the major topics. So those are some of the questions. I'm really keen to hearing your guys' thought on that. Over to you, Daksh.
Thank you, Charu. So before we start again listening to all of you, which questions Charu tried to bring them out and put it into a structure so that we know that what we have to actually talk about. So एक बहुत important observation that we got after talking to so many people was कि हमें एक बहुत basic understanding सबको build करनी होगी, because all of the people who are here are typically policy makers for your own institutions. So we all have to understand one thing कि साधन और साध्य में फर्क समझना बहुत आवश्यक है. You have to understand what are the things that will become your sadhan or your resources, and what will become your targets. या आपका साध्य क्या होगा? Because tech is your sadhan, but the problem is कि बहुत जगह जब थोड़ा सा सीनियर टीचर टेक को अडॉप्ट करता है तो उसके लिए टीचिंग सेकेंडरी हो जाता है और टेक्नोलॉजी ही साध्य हो जाता है. तो बार बार उनको याद दिलाना इन पॉलिसी को इस तरीके से फॉर्मुलेट करना so that you use tech to reach teaching. And उस पूरे प्रोसेस में the teaching should not get lost. It should stay. So, and the kind of future that we all see, टेक्नोलॉजी हम लोगों के लिए एक वेपन है जो हमें शायद बहुत ज्यादा स्ट्रॉन्ग बनाएगा, एंड एट द सेम टाइम वो सिंपल सा दो धारी तलवार है कि एक तरफ से आपको हिट करेगा क्योंकि जॉब्स चेंज हो जाएंगे, एंड दूसरी तरफ से वो आपको इनेबल करेगा बिकॉज वो आपको नई चीजें सिखा देगा. So let's see what you have to think, what you think, and what you share with us on the future teacher and the teacher's future. So I'd like to now invite Dr. Seema Negi, Principal, Sanjeevani World School, Mumbai. So Seema ma'am, over to you. You can unmute your audio.
Good evening, everyone. It was wonderful listening to both of you. And I'll just start with a very small story just to start the setting. Now, there was one teacher who was sitting in senior KG class and she asked students, what is the color of apple? So if I'll ask you the question, you might say green apple, say yellow apple, orange apple, or golden apple, red apple. But this child got up and said, apple is white in color. And when he said white in color, the teacher was zapped for some time. But then the teacher called the child and said, how did you say apple is white in color? Where have you seen white apple? The lovely child just picked up his tiffin and showed it to the teacher. The apple was nicely peeled and cut into pieces. That is what I think a future teacher needs to understand, that individual perspective matters. And from there, I would like to start. I personally believe, and I think there is one thing that we are doing in our school from last 2 years, being a new age school also, we have always maintained an equilibrium between technology and teaching. Because whether it's whiteboard or it's blackboard or it's smartboard or it's virtual class, see, magic can be played if the teacher knows the content very well. If the teacher does not know the content, then the child doesn't have to come online. YouTube is giving you everything. Google has all the answer. So the teacher is the magician. Teacher is the one who's the new age actress. She needs to come back off her meeting room and pat her back and say, wow, I have done a wonderful job. So what we have done is, though we do many things in school, but right now we have given a term to our teachers, and that is the lighthouse. So our teachers are the lighthouse. The lighthouse is something like most unbiased to think, I can say. Doesn't matter whether it's a yacht or it's a big cruise ship or it's anything. Lighthouse stands there to guide them. We have told our teachers, now they are the lighthouse. They have upskilled themselves. They have reskilled themselves. They have gone through the rigorous cycle of learn, unlearn, relearn. And what best they did it, they went ahead with one motto: no one should be left behind. So the teachers who are experienced or the teachers who are new, I mean, everybody got a buddy. And rather than giving mentoring system to our students, we have done the same thing for our teachers also. So all the teachers got the mentors and everybody is moving ahead together. And beautifully, I think today, sitting here, I can just close my eyes and relax because I know my team is empowered now. Each and every one is a lighthouse for each other. And the second step that we have done to be future ready and to make our teacher future enabled, we have developed a very strong bond with our parent community. Because till the time we are not connected with our students, then I don't think we can talk about holistic education. So two things which we have done drastic change. One, our teachers are the lighthouse. Second, our parents are the one whom we are not leaving behind. So it's parent, student, teacher connect, which is doing wonders in our school.
Thank you so much, ma'am. I think very nicely, because the learner is now the driver for the class.
True.
Secondly, एक बड़ा अच्छा term you use, the new age actress, because teacher जो है वो actually वो acting skills या entertainment skills अब बहुत जरूरी है. केवल education नहीं चलेगा. It has to be education plus entertainment or edutainment. वो simultaneously class में होना पड़ेगा to keep them engaged. And teacher as a lighthouse, again a very nice term. Thank you so much for using that and telling that to us. And teachers being mentored. आप teacher mentoring किस तरीके से कर रहे हैं? If you could share some more details, we would want an observation paper on that. Not here, but again, we'll connect for this.
True.
And bonding with parents. This has proved to be really amazing for most of the schools because school की class अब transparent हो गई है. हर parent ये देख सकता है कौन सा content, कौन सा teacher किस समय क्या पढ़ा रहा है. तो इस समय पे वो relationship management बहुत critical हो गया है. So I thank you so much for sharing that with us. So let's now hear it from Kalyani ma'am, Principal, SIES High School, Mumbai. So Kalyani ma'am, over to you.
It's a nice platform. I thank Blub for arranging for this platform. Okay. To continue with what Negi madam spoke, we have devised a policy. See, in the beginning, all of us did face teething problems. That is April, the month of April, we faced teething problems, and then we came out with solutions. Here, what was our solution is, what kind of a teacher do we need during this time? The COVID teacher. C for caring. वो हमारे डिक्शनरी से नहीं जा सकता, भले कितना भी टेक्नोलॉजी आ जाए. O for response, onus, 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 so responsible teacher. V for vigilant. I for interaction, and D for dedication. Now use this along with your technology. Now, what did we do to create this teacher? Because as you all know, some of our young teachers, see, 5 years ago, we started with interactive class. As Negi Madam rightly put, if you have your content mastery, it becomes very easy to play with it. Now you need to have technological mastery. So now, earlier it was, interactive class where the board was there, the teacher would go prepare, stand physically. Now that is not possible. You should have confidence to face the student as well as the parent. So we prepared a triangle. Education will become complete only if you have the parent, the teacher, and the student. All of us need to remember that the child-centric education is very important. The teacher and the parent is going to work for that. So we arranged for a lot of online programs for our teachers, where in a batch of 15 they would attend, and then there would be a sharing. Like Buddy, she said Buddy program. We had within the house, we had the teachers' kids who would see the younger generation is very smart with all these apps and technology. So we had them doing, and there were other teachers. My new teacher has now become the short form of teacher, tech-savvy teacher, child-centered teacher, a heart-to-heart teacher, and a teacher who is ready for a new change. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am. I think you gave a new meaning and a new, full form to the acronym COVID, that caring, owners, vigilant, interaction, and dedication. Again, thank you so much for that. And these acronyms will work because when you put your thoughts in a catchy small little phrase which people can understand and remember, वो impact उसका बहुत बड़ा होता है, because people remember it, people repeat it within their minds. So this is something again very interesting. A lot of schools are doing it, and आपने बड़ा अच्छा उसको define किया. Thank you so much for that. So let's now listen to Shikha Rathore, the principal, Crossroads International School, Udaipur, Rajasthan. So Shikha ji, over to you.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you, Daksh, and thank you, Divya, for giving us this platform where we can actually openly speak about what we feel about this situation and what we feel about the future of teachers. And I largely feel that it's really important to understand that what are the futuristic skills. Once we understand the futuristic skills, it'll be easier for the teachers to adapt to those skills, understand that tomorrow, in the 21st century, the jobs are going to be automated. If that is going to happen, it's really important. And even now, for that matter, if we want to know something, or the children would want to know something, they just have to press a few words on Google, and out they are with the answers. So what you would want to deliver to the students, they probably would already know through technology. And technology is advancing day by day. So it's really important that we focus on the skill set development. We have a maker's lab, a skill lab in our schools, where the teachers can also be trained equally as the students are getting trained. And these skills are related to developing their creativity, making them more innovative, provocating thoughts in them. Inquiry generation is one thing that's really important. Knowing what the learner wants to know is something that needs to be kept into mind when you're delivering your lesson plan. That's really, really important. The other thing is release. Release is one word that we really use in the school. So what happens is that, the mentors, they feel till a certain extent that the children need hand-holding. And just like how a mother is too overprotective about the child, she forgets that the child can do things on his own or on her own. When the child starts walking, we can just provide provocation. We can be doing a little bit of hand-holding, but it cannot just go on. So you need to give that, you need to have that amount of confidence in your teachers so they can do so. See, teachers are master curators. They can change, adapt. They have been doing so all these years. They can adapt with all these new things coming in. It's the onus, as Negi ma'am and Katna ma'am both said, that it's the onus of the management that you ensure that the teachers are trained for these advanced situations. It's really important that we do that. But along with that, it's most important that teachers adapt, that now the students, more than technology, because that they'll learn on their own, more than that, the skills are developed of creativity. Yeah. Yes, Divya, I'll not take much of your time now. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Shikha ma'am. Again, futuristic skills and the concept to actually release the child and being independent. Because अब जो learner है, he would actually want to study and learn on his own, at its own pace and with the kind of content that they need. So personalized teaching में एक बहुत बड़ा element ये है कि वो जो hand holding है, वो hand holding को छोड़ा कैसे जाए and उसको इस तरीके से कैसे contain किया जाए that when to hold that hand and when to leave it. Because this is the most critical element. Yes, please. Next 10 seconds.
Yeah. So yes, just a little bit to add here. So not just for the students, it's really important that we have continuous training for the parents as well. Like, they also need to understand, parents these days have become really overprotective about the child. The most important thing that we need to understand is that even parents need to just let go, take it easy at times. And for that, these schools, psychologists should take parents mentorship program as well for the parents. Yes, I feel that. Yeah.
Absolutely. Now what we all know is कि जो अब ecosystem जिस तरीके का स्कूल का बन रहा है, in that ecosystem everybody has to become a learner. सबको थोड़ा सा अपने अपने बाउंड्रीज तोड़ने पड़ेंगे. टीचर को भी लर्नर के रोल में आना पड़ेगा, बच्चा तो उस रोल में था ही, एंड पेरेंट को भी आपको उस रोल में उतारना पड़ेगा. Because only then you'll be able to create again that kind of cordiality that used to exist within all the people. So let's now hear it from Hemashri Datta ma'am, the principal, Sudhir Memorial Institute, Kolkata. So Hemashri ma'am, over to you.
Good evening, Dash. Good evening, everybody. First of all, I think you have been wrong in introducing me, Dash. Like, I am the principal of Kalyani Public School. I was the vice principal of Sudhir Memorial School. There must be a small mistake over there. Anyways, but I belong to Kolkata. That's very true. And I have been already participating in few of your WEC talks in the near past. Like, today's topic is very interesting as well, and I have heard some very good speakers before me from different areas. So, like, they have spoken very nice things and very important things, and I would like to pick up from there itself. Basically, like the last speaker, I just cannot remember ma'am's name, whoever spoke just before me. Ma'am was telling about the skill set building of teachers, and I truly believe in the same way. Like, the skill set of a teacher is very important to be built up at this stage, because like, technologically we have to be driven technologically at this moment, but at the same time technology should not overpower us. That should be very important. That should be kept in mind. That's why teachers need to build their own skill set to remain in the system, to retain their importance. Very important, according to me. Now since we are running this like in this COVID situation, we are running the entire system with the help of technology, you can say, and everything is going on in an online mode. What I can share with a few things I have done, because I have been this principal of this school for a very short period of time, as I revealed in my last talks also. I have joined them during this lockdown period itself. So when I joined the school, I had to make certain changes over there in their entire setup of teaching, the way it was going on. So I'll just share with you guys what things I have implemented recently in the school. First of all, the entire celebration of an event called Rabindra Jayanti. Since in West Bengal we have been celebrating Rabindra Jayanti every year. So this time we did it entire virtually, and it was designed in the form of a program through the school app. And I had to guide some of our teachers, and they did it very beautifully, and we came up with a very successful program which was appreciated by all the parents and whoever witnessed it at the same time. Yeah, hello, yes. Next, what I implemented is we started taking online exams with the help of Google Forms app. We started designing the worksheets with the help of Google Forms, and we started providing it to the students. So in this way, we were able to communicate with them in the online platform, and we are able to judge them also whether they are actually continuing their studies seriously back at home or not. I think my time is getting over. Anyways, like, yeah, this is how we are actually trying to develop the system, and I am trying to upgrading the skill set of my teachers. That is what I want to conclude. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Again, tech should not overpower tech teachers. And yes, this virtual celebration of Rabindra Jayanti. So yes, culture has actually found a new definition to itself now. Yeah. Because virtually cultural celebrations अलग level के हो गए हैं, उसमें अलग तरीके का engagement पैदा हो गया है. and a lot of experiments are being done on this. So Blub is also trying to do something on these lines. We'll surely tell it to you once we have planned it and we know how it's going to happen. So jiska thoda tayari we've already started, but we will be sharing something that we'll be doing. It's again something very interesting that you'll all enjoy. So let's now hear it from Dr. Anjali Srivastav, Principal Ashish Education Center, Kanpur, UP. Before ma'am speaks, as in every call, we try to bring in the maximum geographical diversity as possible in each call. So इस call में भी आप nearly पूरे देश भर के हर कोने से किसी न किसी को देख सकते हैं. So let's hear it from Dr. Anjali Srivastav now. Ma'am, over to you.
Thank you, Daksha. Very good evening to all the eminent panelists over here, and thank you the organizers who are bringing us to this platform, a learning platform where every day we are learning something new. So I would like to start my statements with the quotation of APJ Abdul Kalam. He rightly said that the purpose of education is to make good human beings with skill and expertise. Enlightened human beings can be created by only teachers. So the 21st century has ushered in an era of fast and easy communication with the help of ICTs. Future teachers should be, in my opinion, to bring about a shift in the learning practices and embark upon a robust learning environment that supports blending and integrating technology within the existing CBSE curriculum. We have to incorporate new learning methodologies, not now we have to actually incorporate, but we have to actually incorporate in their trainings also, like the degrees like B.Ed and NTTs also. Now, some of the skills needed is technological literacy, digital age literacy, information literacy, interactive communication, collaboration, and interpersonal skills. They all should be incorporated now, because these teachers, they are in need of such thing. Till the time before pandemic, we were not that ready to face such uncertain situation. But after and during this lockdown, these teachers, they explored themselves. They get to know what is 20% of the teachers, they were not aware of the tools and technologies. They were not using it. But now, maximum of them, they had plunged into it, and they had actually identified and found new ways of teaching to the students, because they want to communicate. They want to communicate whatever they are in their mind, exactly the way they want to. So change is the only permanent thing in the 21st century. Lifelong learning in the 21st century and beyond emerged as a major global educational challenge that needs introspection on the way teachers teach and learners learn. Future teacher, it's not only ICT teacher should be learned and skill in the various softwares, but now the teachers also, they should know to be introduced to the ICT curriculum, so that they may able to assess the various softwares like Excel, easily Intro to OS, MS Word, more in Cyber World, Movie Maker, Photoshop, cloud computing, advanced Flash, because these are now going to help our future teachers. And basically the future of these teachers are in their own hand. Nobody will come and help. They only the technology, with the help of technology, will support them. But now it's all in their own hand. So now the future teacher, I may term as e-learner teacher. So there is always something positive to be found in every situation. But it is up to us to find out and keep your head up high and teach happily for the love of education. So teachers should be.
Anjali ma'am, thank you so much. We had to mute you. The time was over. We'll again try to come back if it's possible. Thank you so much. And yes, एक बहुत important आपने element के बारे में discuss किया, which typically within all the Indians वो बहुत majorly उसे affect करता है. We are all very competitive. जो हमें बचपन से जो रोजाना की स्ट्रगल है वो हमें कॉम्पिटिटिव होना सिखा देती है. और एक जो हम लोगों में स्किल सेट नहीं है, जो कि यू कैन ऑल्सो सी इन इंडस्ट्री की दुनिया भर में जो इंडस्ट्रियलिस्ट हैं, जो दुनिया भर में स्टार्टअप्स हैं, वो कोलैबोरेट दूसरे देशों के बहुत जल्दी कर लेते हैं. बट इंडियंस डोंट कोलैबोरेट इजीली. वी ट्राई टू कॉम्पीट फर्स्ट. तो वो हमें एक स्किल अब बिल्ड करनी चालू करनी होगी कि हाउ डू वी एक्चुअली टीच कोलैबोरेशन, कि बहुत सारी चीजें आप म्यूचुअल इंटरेस्ट से भी कर सकते हैं और म्यूचुअल बेनिफिट से भी कर सकते हैं. So I hope you'll be doing some great work on those lines. Anjali ma'am, over to you for the next 10 seconds.
So for this, I want to say the collaboration, teamwork should be incorporated. Suppose one teacher who is skilled in one form and ways, ICT, this is the time where we can utilize our ICT teachers, basically. They may teach this lockdown because most of the schools, they are going to have their summer breaks visually. So now they may use this time to train their teachers how to use these skills. This is going to be learning time. The teachers should be trained.
So teachers teaching teachers is something that again has to, come into place. So thank you so much. Let's now hear it from Mr. Ravish Prajapati, Vice Principal, Mount Litera Z School, Yavatmal, Maharashtra. So Ravish sir, over to you. Raksha ji, please unmute sir.
Okay. All of you present here. Thank you, Daksh. Thank you, Divya, for this opportunity. And very good to see Charu ma'am again. So I just want to start with 2 lines. As you all know, mother gives birth to the child, but you all know that teachers give birth to the citizen. So both play a very vital role. So I can't say them as a teacher, I can't say them as an educator, but because in this current scenario, each and every one is a learner. So I can't say they are teachers, I will say rather they are the learners and they are helping the other learners to make them perfect. Okay, we have seen the way of teaching which was very traditional on blackboard and all. From there it generated the teachers, they just moved on, they do the practical from them and they just implemented it for each and every student. So from time being, we are seeing that teachers are upgrading themselves. Okay, so they are teaching the students on experiential learning. Okay, they are making them to learn on experiments. Now, in the current scenario also, each and every community member is doing his or her work, which is assigned to them. But after this scenario, we, the educators, we, the learners will be having the major task to get the things again back on the track. Okay, so I just want to give them a new name that would be a edu warrior because they are fighting for the education. We can say that we are saying that this current generation is a technology savvy. They are very much adapted to technology, but then also the teachers, they have adapted more beautifully as compared to this generation. And they, in this current situation also, they are making them understand how to make them learn online. Okay, they are doing a lot of things, lot of stuff are done by these, but these teachers are doing a lot of hard work, which is much more better and making them understand what is what the technology is. So we can't say that the teachers are left behind, they are moving ahead, they are moving with the students, they are learning and make all others learn. And with this, I want to conclude showing my heartfelt gratitude to each and every teacher and call them as edu warrior. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ravish ji. Again, a बहुत बड़ा perspective that a teacher typically gives a birth to a citizen. So we should actually think on these lines कि how do you define a citizen? आपकी समझ उस citizen को क्या कहती है? Because the whole world or globally, we are right now seeing a different kind of a wave in the kind of leaders that we have and the kind of decision making or policy making that we have around the globe. So what kind of a future policy do you need and what kind of a leader do you need in the future? That remains in your hands once again. So let's now hear it from Mrs. Richa Kumar from Mumbai. So Richa ma'am, over to you.
Everyone, lovely inputs from everyone. My future teacher, I have given a mantra to all my teachers. And this mantra is that transition from teaching to facilitating learning. My teachers need to upskill themselves with strong subject knowledge. They need to facilitate the learner by arousing curiosity so that the child comes in search of her. She needs to focus on external learning outside the school walls. She needs to develop strong social skills so that she can communicate and strengthen the home school community partnership which we all are talking about. because this is the need of the hour. The transparency, the communication is the need of the hour. And the next important thing is the data analysis for monitoring the learning levels and compare for improvising students' potential. Now, when we talked about this, teachers were really very zapped. Oh, what are you going to ask? Is this that we need to do? I said, this is what you all are doing. Okay. Now, what we made them do is, I said, okay, after 5 o'clock, we will all sit and let's introspect and find what we are good at and let's label ourselves. So when Dr. Anjali talked about collaborative, teamwork, this is what we did. And you won't believe that at the end of the session, we found one socio-emotional leader. We found one a learning planner. We found one a curriculum animator. We found a business analyst. We found a data analyst. We found a language curator. We found a programmer for AI. So we were able to give each one of them a beautiful badge and said, see, now this is how we will make things easier for us, and this will be something very interesting. You are not now class grade 1, 2, 3 teachers, but each one of you with your skills have come out in a very beautiful way. So this is the road way ahead for the 2030 or 2040 that we have to take ahead. And that's what is going to come. We all need to understand at this moment that teachers need to transform education. If we can reinvent professional learning, learning needs freedom to think, freedom to imagine, and both can be facilitated by the teacher. So teacher needs to ignite the minds of the learner. I think this is all what I would like to say for my future teachers. This is the mantra to excel and take ahead in life. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, ma'am. I think you have, given a different definition to teacher branding and giving the, positioning the brand of a teacher. And I think some really nice inputs on that, because ये बहुत बहुत बड़ा motivating factor होगा, क्योंकि आप हर एक को एक different leadership दे पाएंगे. And I would again like to repeat what you said: socio-emotional leader, learning planner, curriculum animator, business analyst, language curator, and programmer for AI. And data analysis is going to be the future need, because and data analysis not just on the basis of कि बच्चे का learning कहाँ पहुँच गया है, on this as well कि as an institution हम कहाँ पहुँच गए, and how do you define your internal institution. So thank you so much for sharing that, Richa ma'am. Let's now hear it from Nandita Prakash ma'am, education advisor, Sri Ram Global Schools, Delhi and Punjab. So Nandita ma'am, over to you.
Thank you, Daksh, and hello everyone, all the panelists. I would keep all the elaborate salutation for the end. So let me just begin by saying that these times are game changers in the history of education. And when we are talking about teachers' future, I think there is a thing that we should also worry about, that the teachers are getting a lot of power, which is a good thing for us for now. But as they learn more and more, become them more and more tech savvy, they will have a better online value on online platforms when compared to schools. And then the kind of salaries which we have been giving to them, now they have an alternative of teaching on online platforms from the comfort of their house at the time convenient to them. So I think the school makers should start worrying about that. However, after saying that, how can we still keep them with us is when we make them feel comfortable, make them feel empowered. And how do we do that? When we, so a lot of schools that I've been observing these days, there are various platforms that they're using simultaneously. So first thing that we all have to help them do is simplify, take a break, simplify the process which they are creating right now, the content that they are creating right now, help them reduce the complexities in the system for themselves, for the students, as well as the parents. So the communication channels, a lot of schools are using school apps and LMS along with the WhatsApp. So let's create a simpler version of all this, and one way of communication between the parents, students, and teachers. Make it simple for them. Second, a lot of people are pressurizing their teachers to create what is already available on YouTube in a better standard. So help them become facilitators and use the material which is already available instead of recreating that again and again. Rather, as I said, that provide them technical support. This is a new age, and children they would appreciate adding bit emojis or for appreciation some gifs or stickers when you're correcting they're correcting their quizzes or correcting their assignments. So all these things have to be considered when you're putting it. Putting too much pressure on book reading, instead of that, have a snapshot of the digital book content which you want to focus on, share it with the children. So when teacher is creating her lesson plan, now she will have to keep in mind, we don't know when the schools are going to open. So whatever content she's creating right now should be able to be utilized in a classroom, online, offline. So all these plannings, we have to support them. I would request all the principals, vice principals, and HODs to be a part of it, so that you know how difficult when whatever we are floating across as a message to the teacher, whether at the receiving end it is possible or it is not. So everybody has to be a part of that. Secondly, one thing which we are not discussing right now, that whatever we are teaching right now, observing children is somewhere we are not doing that. A lot of teachers are not able to do that. They are too busy implementing than observing children. So it is most important that there is a process created for observation and assessment, because even CBSE has not come out with proper guidelines till now. But we all know that by the end of this year, we don't know how we are going to assess children or assimilate the entire process of observation, but at least start devising a procedure of observation and keeping a record of it. Not only for the end result, but also to keep scaffolding children who are not able to cope up with the current times. So teachers can then schedule separate classes for them. So all that has to start from now. We cannot wait for the quarter to get over. And for all the teachers, I think it is an opportunity. Like, if it was not for these times, we would have pushed ourselves to learn all that we have been learning and doing. Right? So take this as the greatest opportunity of your career, rather, and upskill yourself in whichever way you can. Check more and more applications and free add-ons which are available through Google Chrome or Microsoft Edge. Please see what is best for yourself. And then suggest further to your school management. So everybody has to do that effort, and together and yes, of course, sharing content, sharing within teachers community or school community, we have to share. You cannot lock the knowledge to yourself.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Nandita ma'am. I think 2 or 3 points actually taken very well. First, emoji stickers. That's a very good mode of appreciation. Secondly, there should actually be a kind of a campaign or education campaign targeted towards parents, that we should not typically be recreating YouTube content. We should not reinvent the wheel. एक ही तरह का content बार नहीं बनवाना चाहिए, उसको just for the sake of making it. And secondly, observation skill को focus करते हुए उसका curriculum, that how do you actually observe a student, and virtual world में वो पूरा काम कैसे होगा, and how do you actually evaluate what's going on and how to make it even better. So thank you so much for sharing that, Nandita ma'am. Let's now hear it from Ms. Kalpana Mohan, academic consultant from Bengaluru, Karnataka.
Good evening, everybody, and very, very beautiful way of putting across. Everybody has got lovely thought process. Charu's challenge I'm going to take now, she wanted me to add more adjectives to the teaching fraternity. First and foremost is that Dr. Benjamin Bloom, I'm one of the person who've been talking about him quite a bit, and he said that every child can learn if they provide with anything they can learn, if they are provided with a good and contextual environment. What kind of teachers what we are having today? Earlier, they were all just doing certain things which were asked to do. They were repeated, they were parroting it. And later they slowly emerged as thinkers. And later what they did is, they little became prisoners, that they were attached, they just put themselves into a complete cocoon, and they've been talking the same thing again and again. But today, because as a teacher trainer for almost like 15 years now, I'm seeing the kind of interest the teachers are showing to learn little more, to add a few things in their classes, like multiple intelligence is becoming a watchword, and the people who are wanted to have problem-based learning, gamification, and certain things. So the teachers are becoming little more open, that they are becoming explorers, they are becoming enthusiasts, and also They are also people who really making the class little livelier, like a vacation, and they don't want to keep the children inside the room. So these kind of things I'm observing today as a trainer. But one thing is, from prisoner to the enthusiast and an engager, that's the change the teacher of whether the teacher or teacher future or future teacher to be decided. A teacher who is the person who is thinking of teacher future. It's something which we have to think a little more seriously, because we always think that once technology comes, the teachers are becoming nothing. It's not that. Any day, I'm the person as a teacher to stand in front of everybody, even if it's online or offline or face to face, I'm a teacher. So I'm there. I'm going to support everybody. So what I somehow mean, the child-driven education is to be brought into the class by the teacher, and the change what she's going to do from the complete tying up of prisoner to an engager and explorer is going to be the future. So the teacher future and future teacher are going to be the change what we are going to see today. And thank you very much, Daksh. It was wonderful. He's listening.
Thank you so much, Kalpana, man. And actually, एक आपने बहुत अच्छा perspective share किया, from a repeater to a thinker, and from a prisoner to an enthusiast. Teachers का वो drastic mentality change and actually thinking about themselves as well, because teacher की अपनी जो self image या self branding थी वो बहुत खराब हो गई थी. वो अब बहुत अच्छे से improve कर रही है. But ये है कि yes, नंदिता मैम ने बहुत एक important point उसमें भी उठाया कि once you enable too much, तो आपके financial models break down हो जाते हैं. So we'll have to even find solutions to those. But ये है कि when the community is super enabled, even the business or the ecosystem will get even more enabled. The institutions will get better. And making a class into a vacation, ये बहुत अच्छा सा concept है, which should be actually promoted, because how do you do that? And I think एक बहुत important चीज यहाँ पे, और आपने जो बड़े अच्छे से बोली कि अब what we can observe right now is एक teacher जो है वो parent में transcend हो रहा है, क्योंकि अब टीचर को इतना ऑब्जर्वेंट रहना है बच्चे के आसपास कि टिपिकली वो करीबन पेरेंट के रोल में ही आ जाएगा. तो कल्पना मैम वांट्स टू से समथिंग. मैम 10 seconds to you as well. Raksha ji, please unmute.
The thing is, I just want to add that vacation you said, na? The teacher goes with a very great smile, talk to them and enjoy in the class and crack few jokes and be humorous. Class becomes vacation. That's what I wanted to add.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, ma'am, for sharing that perspective. Before we conclude the session, let's add the final touch or the final perspective from Charu. Charu, over to you for the next 3 or 4 minutes.
Thank you so much, Daksh. I think it was very fascinating to hear so many lovely views. I think every time I, come here, I'm like really overwhelmed with the wisdom that I actually get. It helps me actually, understand from a school educator perspective, what are the challenges, where are the needs, thinking behind some of those decisions that they take, right? So I think Kalpana ma'am really put everything in very good words, very good perspective, kind of summarized a lot of those things. And I think what hit home for me was the word explorer, right? We always talk about students being explorer. But teachers being explorer, even parents being explorer. And now there is even much more challenge for schools to put out their best teaching out there, because parents are also looking at it. And I have heard a lot of schools not being able to use their 100% bandwidth, which was available in schools on virtual classes, because the quality is again, a challenge in itself. And how do you communicate? Not everybody is able to actually do a great virtual session, as you said, to keep it very engaging, to keep it humorous, to have gamification as part of it, to use great content. So it's not just being a good teacher, right? How do you deliver that and create a really good class and a learning outcome out of it is something very, very interesting, I think. And, how do you transition from a teaching teacher to a facilitator? And, the child should come in the search of the teacher, right? So teacher's role can never be, I would say, passed over. So that's something that came from Richa ma'am as well. So I think a lot of really good thoughts. And how do you, that emoji sticker thing I really liked. I think some of the schools can benefit out of that. How do you correct papers for these new age students in a much more experiential manner, and make the teachers also feel empowered. So really great comments. I think I learned a lot. Not sure about everybody else. So I'm going to share my screen back here so that we will continue on the session. So just going to play a quick video of our perspective at practically, and what we believe the learning should be and look like, right?
Curiosity is our most basic instinct. It fuels our desire to learn, to open pages that we otherwise wouldn't. But sometimes those pages aren't enough. So we ask, what if? What if our books come alive in front of us and let us touch things we never knew we could? What if we could learn with each other and get better together? What if our lessons were movies? Movies that we could be a part of. Presenting the world's most advanced learning application. Fuel your curiosity with Practically.
So this is something that we truly believe, that all of us are, explorers, and, the curiosity, the innate desire to learn has to be fueled. And who is best suited to fuel that, right? I mean, that comes, starting from the teacher, and obviously Practically is there to help. So I'll just take a moment to introduce who we are as a company. We talk to a lot of educators like you and learn from there. So who are we? We are a young insurgent brand and an evangelist for limitless learning. We truly believe learning is ubiquitous. It's everywhere. There is no pass and fail in learning. There is a clear distinction between studying and learning. And we have to move towards, that kind of that perspective that, learning has to be effortless. It should not feel like, you are studying. It should be like, yes, I'm learning, and it's all around me. Here, we believe that there is an explorer in each one of us, but conventional education, and we are already on the way of actually moving from conventional education to new age learning methodologies, new age actresses that we are bringing in. So, but conventional education stifles our zeal to learn, right? And that's where we actually help schools, educators, teachers to change. Our vision is to reshape the way the world learns. And of course, we can't, we are on a large mission. We understand that's quite challenging, and we can't do this ourselves. So we do this by reimagining the way learning comes alive. Democratizing limitless learning, like learning is for everyone, right? It doesn't have to only be for the 1%. Learning has to be for the 99%. Empowering teachers to leapfrog. How do you actually empower teachers to also leapfrog, upskill themselves, educate themselves, new methods of learning and teaching both. Leading an ecosystem with world-class partners. So we do partner with other organizations to bring this, we want to be a global brand that not just develops technology and tools and content, but also compels advocacy. Practically School Solution has one of its kind. It actually, I see organizations using multiple products to kind of achieve this. We at Practically have brought everything together to support flipped and blended learning models for online teaching. We have a virtual classroom which is embedded with great assessments, doing Kaun Banega Crorepati polls to make the class much more engaging. We have access to all digital materials, ebooks, lifelike 3D videos that you would have never imagined they exist. We actually are building them in-house in association with teaching community. We have interactive simulations, much more experiential learning, right? Driving those experiential learning there with a lot of augmented reality stuff and virtual reality, right? So we have all this solution available to drive that curiosity in a student and facilitate the teacher likewise, right? Thank you so much. You've been a very, very patient audience. It was great interacting, with you guys. If you have any questions for me or you want to share some experience, please do write to me, charu@thirdflix.com. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Charu. I think Dr. Sri Kumar Mukherjee is here. So, Dr. Sri Kumar Mukherjee from DPS Ranchi. Sir, over to you for the next 2 minutes.
I would like to start from two things always come in my mind in terms of our discussions today: present teacher and teachers, future teacher and teacher's future. There are two things in our existence, that is divine and discrete. Divine is that remains permanently, and discrete is that time to time it gets changed, like full moon day and the crescent of the moon. Moon is always there, but various times the crescent gets changed. So the relation between these two always remain forever. So now the challenges come, often it comes in our mind, what would be the future of the teacher? Either the technology is taking place too much nowadays. Now in this scenario, we have applied the IT technology so much. But thing is, how the students are learning, what is the learning procedure, that is always divine. In fact, learning takes place when the real learning, real lesson comes when the learners get attached with the facilitators, the teachers. The emotional relation always inspired them to learn something new, to be innovative. The critical thinking, communication, collaboration, creativity, that's four things. These are the four pillars of the learning. So here we say one side is when the students can correlate between the subjects, then their knowledge becomes the more efficient. Various subjects, when they are becoming correlated, those knowledges should not be the compartmental learning. And how to apply in the day-to-day life to balance our ecological system, socio-environmental ecological system. These two things when come together, then actual education will be successful. The purpose of the education will be successful. Here always the teacher's role will be very, very important forever and ever. Now, in the coming days, coming years, after 2 or 3 years, AI will take place, all these things, because nowadays we are teaching the students among 30, 40, 50 students in one class. But each individual has has its own native bent. We are not focusing each student according to his native bent, what he is having through his heritable characteristics, whatever his inner potentials. AI is going to analyze each student's activity, and it will give a complete data analysis and complete report about each and every student, and that will be clearly available to the teacher. Accordingly, teacher can handle the student in future. So there is the new coming age, the technological application as well as the teacher's greater role is will be there in coming days. So there is no question of worries about the future's teacher and teacher's future. They will come together and work together for making a new citizen, new country and new world. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir. I think this has actually happened to all the sectors that you see around you. कि हम लोग जब whenever an industry starts or whenever any economy starts, it starts with one activity and finding a monetization to that activity कि ये activity पैसा कैसे generate करेगी. And there comes a point when all these activities have to come together and converge and create an ecosystem जिससे वो पूरा sector चलता है. And which you can very easily see what happened in the sector of media. अखबार थे, फिर टीवी, रेडियो था, रेडियो से टीवी था, टीवी के बाद अब आपके फोन्स पे है. And अब if you actually listen to any media person globally, there's only one word that drives the whole industry, which is convergence. तो अब आप subjects को silos में नहीं रख सकते, अलग-अलग नहीं रख सकते. You have to converge everything and simultaneously सारी चीजों को एक साथ लाना to actually teach the kid that what is the grand plan of the earth and why are you here. वो उतनी बड़ी community एक साथ उसे समझाना सिखाना is what's going to drive the future. So first of all, आप सबने इतना सारा time निकाला and you had some amazing thoughts. Thank you so much, people. We'll try to share them. This was the 49th episode, and on Saturday we have the 50th episode where we are having the additional secretary of Niti Aayog, who is the mission director for Atal Innovation Mission, Dr. Ramanan Ramanathan, coming in. We also have Dr. Bishwajit Saha, director for CBSE, coming in, and we have Professor Ujjwal Kumar Chaudhary, Pro VC of Adamas University, coming. So these two people from the government will be giving them a suggestive document which will have the suggestions that we have given till now to BloodWorld for implementation and for usage to all, by all the policy makers. And one news that just came on during this webinar, on the 12th of this month, we are having a special session about how to do virtual sports. Ab sports bhi khelne to hain, but duniya virtual rehni hai. So we have a very special guest coming in. On 12th, we have John Gloucester coming in. John Gloucester was the former physiotherapist for the Indian cricket team when the Indian cricket team won the World Cup. So we have John coming in on the 12th of June. You can also join in on that days. So there is a very big lineup of speakers that we are having again and again, because हम लोग ये कोशिश कर रहे हैं कि ये 50 episodes नहीं, ये episodes continue होते रहे, and we have some more amazing research content that gets created. I hope you enjoyed the last 30-40 minutes. If you enjoyed and if you want to join the future sessions, you can unmute your audio, say a big yes, and thank you so much, people, for being a part of BloodWorld Web Talks. Thank you.
Yes. Yes.
Absolutely, Daksh. Thank you so much, Daksh and Divya.
Extremely well done. Extremely well done.